So Shane, thanks for joining me today. We're talking about xP&A. So let's start at the beginning. What is xP&A?
So there are various thought processes around what xP&A actually is. But to describe what xP&A is, if we can take a few steps back to the origin of the concept of xP&A, we have to look at the origin of the concept of FP&A. To look at that, we need to go even further backwards and to see how FP&A came into kind of fruition from the beginning. So within enterprise performance management, EPM, the word that was used to describe business performance management or planning and or FP&A generally was CPM, and I think that word is used quite widely around each business or finance function. CPM, according to Gartner, was split out into financial CPM and strategic CPM. The financial CPM covers mostly financial consolidation, your typical close processes, while the strategic side of the CPM covered things like FP&A, so with a more strategic angle on looking at business financial performance, finance being the key part of that process. And so xP&A then lasers focus on the strategic channel, that's where FP&A is, and extends the focus outside of just traditional finance. So the way I sometimes look at it is FP&A is finance focused and finance led. xP&A is business focused and finance led. So FP&A traditionally would be looking at all the interconnected business plans from a finance specific point of view, while xP&A extends that outside of just finance's reach. So we start to look at operational planning, we start to look at other parts of the business who don't necessarily sit within the, core financial function of the business.
So if we're looking at xP&A as an extension of planning from the finance department, which areas of the business would most likely be impacted by the new process?
So yeah, that's a good question, because I guess in the essence of it, the extended has to mean what are you extending to? And I think traditionally FP&A looks at, as I mentioned earlier, just the finance part of the business. So it's very finance focused, it's finance driven, it's finance led. The extended parts of the business are the areas of the businesses that are outside of finance's immediate reach. So we can look at sales and operational planning, HR and payroll planning. And again, depending on what industry the business sits in, if you're a manufacturing business, then that extends into supply chain planning. If you are a retail business, that would look into your retail calendar planning. It would look into stock planning, for example, inventory planning, and so on and so forth. So the extension of the extended planning and analytics part, the X and the xP&A, if we look at it, it goes outside of what traditionally finance would be focused on and looks at the other parts of the business. As we mentioned, it is more business focused. What are the areas of your business that on a day-to-day basis they need to plan to understand where the business is growing, how is the business performing outside of just finance?